Welcome back, my fellow agents. It is I, X7, your sensation of superheroes and your master of magical and mystical and martial arts. Yes, all at once. Yeah, that's the ticket I was taught by my wife, Wanda Maximoff. Yeah, that'll do. Anyway, get that liar out of here. It is Monday. It's live action series Monday. Let's shrinkify that a bit. And we are going to be talking about the third and fourth episodes of the Green Hornet. There's some trivia about that third episode, which we'll get into. But before we get too much further in here, please like, share, subscribe, leave a comment, and hit the notification bell just for all the fun things. And if you could watch a little longer, 3 or 4 minutes, this one shouldn't be too long of an episode. All right, let's get on with it. All right, my fellow agents, we begin this episode Programmed for Death, which was originally aired on September 23rd, 1966. And we start here with reporter Pat Allen, who's got at the building there with a big hot scoop, and he's waiting for Britt Reed. He's put a call into Britt Reed, but before this happens, before Britt can call back, the elevator dings. Out strolls this gorgeous cat, and it's just beautiful. It's a leopard. And the cleaning lady, oblivious to the leopard strolling by her, because she might have her AirPods in or something. Maybe she's just singing their music. Because the monster. If you don't have your music after 9 p.m., the monsters can get you. It is a gorgeous looking cat, well trained, and it doesn't actually kill. She sees it because it kills old Pat Allen by pushing. Well, he stumbles backwards. I don't even think it touched him. So there we have it. Geez, this is really no help at all, I gotta say. And we're into our show, Program for Death. Now, the interesting thing here is that this is really the pilot episode, as you'll see, directed by Larry Pierce. There's Gary, the late great Gary Owens, the voice of the original Space Ghost, and the best voice, of course. He's the television man. You see these drapes here? Britt can look right into it from his office. That's an odd way to set up a television broadcast unless it's a remote, which with all his money it probably is. But they're talking about that, and now they found. I don't know if that's that is the remote control chip that was planted on. Well, it wasn't a remote control. It was probably a homing device planted on old Pat. And they're blaming an escaped leopard from the zoo. This guy says she's 18 and couldn't harm anybody because she doesn't have any teeth. So the mystery's afoot. Britt gets out his very cool stopwatch. Not as cool as mine because it doesn't have a dinosaur, a T-Rex on the cover, but who can be that cool? Nobody needs to answer that, but if you must, leave a comment. And that signals our Mike Scanlon, the DA, and he's going to be out for an hour. He just gets out of his car there. They use this shot several times. Doesn't lock it, leaves the window down, and sneaks into the side exit. This is where the Black Beauty comes out, so making sure nobody's around in the middle of the day. And down into the fireplace recedes. So all the gadgets and gizmos. Britt pulls a couple of books out, and it opens up. Kato pushes them back, and it closes. Kato is dressed as the valet, but it's nice that they've gotten rid of that sort of thing. And we've seen this before. There's our V194 if you need to know the license plate number of the Black Beauty. Now look at these masks. That mask looks pretty good on Kato. But so here we have what is essentially the Hornet drone, but it's not called that. It's got something else, but it's a gadget. There's lots and lots of gadgets in this episode. Now look at Brit's mask. That is not the one he would wear in the rest of the episodes. So it doesn't fit very well. Obviously, they did some molds of both actors' faces, and off they go. Zoom. This is the guy who's behind the diamonds. Um, does this even have the? Come on, go back. Nope. I really should have gone to IMDb. I'm sorry. And we can, let's see, episodes. 27 episodes. How is that possible? No, we're not on that. Where are all the episodes? 2 years? It did not run 2 years. All right. Unaired. There's an unaired pilot, they say, but this one was the program for death. Let's get the top cast here. Mm-hmm. Come on. Well, anyway, he's eating. The Hornet interrupts him. There's the gas gun. We do see the Hornet sting. Where did all the actors go? Because they hit the plot. That's Richard H. Cutting as Professor Miller, who's not long for the world. This is Walter Burke as D.A. Scanlon. I don't know, I just said it was, but I'm sorry if I said the wrong one. Anyway, he shows the Hornet how he makes his perfect diamonds, which are real but synthetic, I would guess is the other term that they would use now. And of course, he keeps them in the freezer, his deep freeze vault. And anyone with a brain saw where this was going. Locks him in. Hits him over the head, locks him in. The Hornet sting is activated before he freezes to death. It's at minus 50 Fahrenheit, which, if you know degrees, minus 40 and is the same degree at both centigrade and Fahrenheit. So it's really frickin' cold, Mr. Bigglesworth. Unfortunately, he blows open the door. Kato's not much help. He does run in, and the Hornet got out. He must have some thermals in that outfit. I mean, it is about 3 layers, isn't it? And see, yeah, you can see how these masks are not fitting. Their eyes are very angular here. But I'm sure for the pilot, it works just fine. And no one would notice unless you've watched it more than once or read something. More gadgets. Off goes the drone. It's the only, I don't know, this had to have been used. We saw it in the first episode where they just checked on it. And see, it's a drone. It's got an eye in the sky, remote controlled camera following, and then he leads them right to the diamond smugglers. Now, this is not Wendy. Is this, that is Signe Hasso as Yolanda de Lukens. So that's, a Dutch last name. They're implying that she might be from South America or South Africa, home of diamond mines and blood money, etc., and so on. There's their whole cartel. Hornet barges in and wants to, a piece of the action. See, there's a better look at the mask. Yeah, I mean, it's a good idea. It's a good start, but they improved it. Of course, Mike's there, running, getting caught. I mean, he's the damsel in distress almost all the time. The Hornet and Kato say, we'll kill him for you. And they plant the homing device on Mike, so that she can stick her pet on him. And he's got his little PlayStation to direct her. And off they go. Now, these scenes, unfortunately, are very dark. They're excitingly edited, so it's very well edited. It's just, a little blasé. I mean, it's just a bunch of international. For the first couple episodes, that works. They needed a little more spice in there. Just somebody that was a little more demonic or a little more evil, and not just a regular gangster. But the Hornet gasses both the leopard and Mike, who escapes without a scratch. He's been wrestling around with the leopard for about a minute, and with those claws and those teeth, leopard goes nighty night. Kato chops the 2 thugs that are following them, and they go in and bust it up. Mike gets all the capture for the fake diamond gang, and he still can't believe and so this, you can tell this is a pilot, but he's like, maybe the Hornet's not as bad as I think he is. He never said that again the entire series. And they all, ha ha. All right, so now we are on to the second.
Another challenge for the Green Hornet. his aide Kato, and their rolling arsenal, the Black Beauty. On police records, a wanted criminal, the Green Hornet is really Britt Reed, owner-publisher of the Daily Sentinel. His dual identity known only to his secretary and to the district attorney. And now, to protect the rights and lives of decent citizens, rides the Green Hornet.
And here's our second agent, There's no second agent here tonight. Well, there might be. I never know who's in here. But our second episode, which is the fourth episode, and it is called Crime Wave. So at the beginning, we see apparently two innocent men walking into a plane. This is something that never happens anymore. Your humble agent has done this when he was a wee agent, but a very young agent. But can't remember the last time that happened. It's too warm in there. The air conditioning has been working. So these two alleged how they got on the. Where's the security at this airport? Wow. They pump in gas. Everyone falls asleep. These two guys steal, some diamonds, and they frame the Green Hornet. So you know what that means. When you frame the Green Hornet, that means you're asking for trouble. So Crime Wave. This episode was first broadcast on September 30th, 1966, and written by Sheldon Stark, who wrote the previous one, and George W. Trendle, might have been based on one of his original ideas, directed by Larry Pierce again. So, long story short, there it is. I just liked having Sheldon in there, along with the printing presses, which, what are those anymore? There's Gary again as the broadcaster, and you can see the curtains. So apparently this is a regular occurrence. It's probably still a remote shot, or film or recorded, and then given either broadcast back to the studio, or the studio that is the actual studio. There's lights there, so maybe so. Mike's annoyed because Mike's always annoyed that the Green Hornet's gotten away with it. Of course, there's Britt's like, well, are you sure? And Casey gives him this note about a prediction that was dated yesterday, the prediction of the heist that was dated yesterday, the day before the heist happened. Off he goes to the predictor, which is Peter Haskell, played by Peter Haskell, Abel Marcus there. And he introduces him to there's this big old computer. It's funny to think that my cell phone has more memory and processing time. It's quicker than any of that stuff. But there's his computer operator, and she is honest as the day is long. That is Sheila Wells, Laura Spinner. You can see this from the Action Network. And this is for his the next big heist. So he tells Britt where it's going to happen, not knowing. And once again, you see an exact repeat. There's the books coming down. But this time, it just goes up by itself. You don't see Kato return there. And Scanlon says, I just can't get over this setup. And where does that fireplace go? Kato brings them some coffee or something to drink, and they gets to stay, and they talk about what's going on. Off they go. So it's at a prize fight or something. See how the masks are much more fitting? And let's roll, Kato. City Arena. The villains are they're waiting for the villains who are pulling up. Yeah, masks are much better now. Threatening him with a gas gun, and off they go. The chase is on, which leads him to a party. Oh, who could that be in the red? Well, we know who it is. I just couldn't guess. Who could make him dress that way? They crash through. It is a great scene where they just crash through. And at first, the guy thinks that it's a gag, that he's not the Green Hornet, and he realized, and they're dancing. Um, I guess they're doing the mashed potato back there. They go and talk. He tells Kato, "Don't let anyone in." Who's going to cross that man? Now they want to split. He wants to split the money 50-50 with the Green Hornet, except that he's got a plan, of course, to betray him and take all the money, be the big wig. So unfortunately, he goes and tells Britt Reed about what's going on. And, that's going to, Britt tells Scanlon. Finally, his honest, as the day is long, operator says, I don't want to be any part of this. So, of course, she gets captured by the thugs down on the waterfront. They trick the guys in using I'm sure that there's knockout gas. If the Green Hornet, if Britt Reed can invent some, or Kato did, or they both in conjunction together invented it, anyone else could. The fight is on, and in these first 4 episodes, we have not seen a lot of Bruce Lee's martial arts ability. Real quick spurts. If you watch in the promos that were what I added last time, and they add this time, we'll see how that you can see they didn't cut them, and it's way more effective. That he just whips 2 people, 3 people, because he's so fast, so precise. He's not going to kick you or hit you unless he wants to. When we get to the certain crossover episode, there's a rumor about that, but we'll discuss that later. But Bruce was not a vindictive person unless you crossed him, from all accounts, but did have a wicked sense of humor. So the battle is on. This guy, Kato, corners him and then just beats the stuffing out of him. That's the like maybe 10 or 15 seconds, if that. And Britt is sweaty. I'm guessing that's actually him. That's actually Van Williams. It doesn't look like a stuntman, except for the hair is a little wonky, but it's been in a hat, and he's been moving around in layers of clothes. There's one thing to be said. I know that the serious superhero fans think that spandex is I don't know what, but it breathes. It's not like even cotton that will. I mean, if you sweat, it'll just sweat right through it, so you're not just sticking on you. Because in armor, you'd be sweating your bald cap off. But as he wanted the gold, and he died you live by the gold, you die by the gold. There's a lot more death in this than there ever was, than there ever is in Batman. And anyway, anytime you saw a villain die, unless you saw the body, he was coming back. Now they're all happy again. But unfortunately for Mike, Mike Axford there, the Green Hornet has been cleared once again of that. And there you have it. That's our final our 2 episodes for today. I may, depending on how long these run, I may go up to 3 episodes just to kind of shorten the run. We're at 4. And there would be 28. Yeah, we could do that. Well, we'll think about it. All right, my fellow agents. I hope this music gets in through here. But even if it doesn't, I can always change this. Until our next assignment, this is X7 signing off, and I'll be seeing you